November 2003. First question is what is a letter of request that you know under section 77 in lieu of the commission to examine a witness residing at any place outside India? That you mentioned. That is the answer. Then what happens? What happens when the plaintiff dies in the pending suit? So the answer is here, Order 22, Rule 3, Subclause 1. Order 23, Rule 3, Subclause 1 is the answer. That is, you have to bring the heirs on record. And if you're doing within 90 days, that is Article 123 of the Limitation Act. If within 90 days heirs are not brought on record, the suit abates under Order 22, Rule 3, Subclause 2. Okay, as again, 3(1) ka clause 2. Remember this. Openly CPC में लिखा गया है. Then item number 3, to which proceeding does the law of limitation apply? To both civil and criminal proceedings. It is mentioned clearly, no? So both are governed. Though the CRPC has its own inbuilt limitation period under section 468, but some of the provisions are applicable, are mentioned in the when the appeal lies, when the permission taken, or mentioned there. Then next question is, what is the effect of part payment that we learned under section 18 last time? If a part payment is made before the expiration of the period and not after. Okay. Then what is an order that you learned section 2, subclause 4? Order which is not a decree. Order of the court. It can be interlocutory order. Section 214 is very clean to you. How many? Several times we are read it here. There is no mention. 214 ke andar order means the formal expression of any decision of a civil court which is not a decree. A decree means final adjudication. वो सीख चुके हैं यहाँ पे. Then what are pleadings? Then order 6, rule 1 and 2. Pleadings mean plain and written statement. When will the court pass an ex parte decree? Now, this provision you learned under Order 9 of the Code of Civil Procedure, under Order 9, Rule 6, Subclause A. When only the plaintiff appears and the defendant does not appear when the suit is called for hearing, the court will examine whether the summons are duly served. Despite service of the writ of summons, the defendant does not appear, the court can pass an ex parte decree here under Order 9, Rule 6A. That is one provision. Secondly, under Order 8, Rule 10. Under Order 8, Rule 10, wo bhi yaad rakhiye aap. If the defendant does not file written statement, Order 9 speaks of he does not appear before the court. Then Order 8, Rule 10 speaks of a case where the defendant does not file written statement within time. Mean 30 days, 60 days, 90 days maximum time. Or does not file a written statement to counterclaim. Then a decree will be passed, judgment will be pronounced against the defendant under Order 8, Rule 10. Dono yaad rakhiye aap. This is the provision where the court can pass ex parte decrees. Two provisions. Then the remedy, you know, available remedy is under both under Order 9, Rule 13 for setting aside or appeal under Section 96. Next, what is a foreign judgment? Foreign judgment to seek chuke humne already, isn't it? A judgment passed by a foreign court which is situated outside India and not set up by the Indian government. Section 13 and 14 tell you what kind of foreign judgments are enforceable and in India. Okay, that is when they become conclusive. Then now we have seen what is a commission. What is a commission? A commission is a kind of a writ, is an authority issued by a court of law. By a court of law, directing a person to come and usually for giving deposition of witnesses. You know that here under Section 75 and Order 26, court issues commission. So it's a writ of the court or a court authority, any is a tribunal, requesting or directing any person that his deposition may be recorded. For recording his evidence. So this you have to see the dictionary meaning. Please note that in the CPC it is not defined. Go to the dictionary meaning. Then what is a stay of a suit? Section 10 of the CPC says when there are more than 2 suits are filed between the same parties in 2 different courts under the same cause of action. So the subsequent suit which has been filed can be stayed by the court at any stage, even before recording evidence, even before filing written statement. That is, remember, section 10 to 6 chuke aapne, we won't read it. Then write short notes. Number 1, framing of issues. Framing of issues is dealt under order 14 of the Code of Civil Procedure. कल पढ़ चुके हमने. We want issue of fact, issue of law, what kind of material is placed before the court of law for framing issues that you have learned. Even all interrogatories, all affidavit, pleadings, and the court can examine witness under order 14 rule 3, and also the court can order protection of a document which has not been produced by the parties. Remember that. वो सब याद कीजिए आप. Then an interpreter suit that we learned under section 60, under 88 and order 35. Interpleader suit ke andar the plaintiff has no interest. There are more than two rival claimants, more than 2, 3, 4 people claiming an interest in a particular thing. So the plaintiff files a suit to determine the ownership of the person. He can only claim cost and he has no interest in the matter. Okay. Then item number 3, acquisition of a right by prescription under the Limitation Act, section 25. Whoever has enjoyed right and heir and access for more than 20 years, he can claim right of prescription. Okay. Then a summary suit and summons for judgment. Now this we have already dealt under order 37 of the Code of Civil Procedure, deals with the summary suit. That is based on checks, summary, the checks, what you call it, admitted liability, all these items which I mentioned, where the defendant has no right to file written statement as a matter of course and seeks a leave, so we won't discuss it again now. Then summons for judgment is order 38, order 38 of the Code of Civil Procedure, starting from say rule 5 to the last about 12 rules are there. Please go through that. When before the judgment and decree is passed, the court has the right to attach the properties, or the judgment later when the court apprehends that he is not likely to obey the decree. Then properties attachable, non-attachable in execution of a decree, section 60 to pad chuke hain aapne. Okay. Then proviso 1 tells you what are the properties which are exempted. We won't repeat again. Then provisions in CPC relating to settlement of dispute outside court, that is section 89, arbitration, conciliation, and judicial settlement of lok adalat and mediation. Remember that. Then solve problems. 2 problems. Number 1. In 2008, Mr. A conceals from Mr. B a document which Mr. B is entitled to get a gift of property. B discovers the document in the year 2011. When will the period of limitation start for B to file a suit for recovery of the property and document? Now this has been repeated again. Now here, from the date of the discovery of the concealment and fraud, this is covering under section 17 of the Limitation Act, section 17 clause D and proviso 3 check karo aap, clause 3 and B also. From the date of the discovery of the fraud, the time is extended. I gave you an example. You were prosecuting studies in Cambridge for 10 years after you came down from London or America. You came to know your brother or uncle has fabricated your grandfather's signature. So after 10 years, you come to know. Normally for cancellation of a document, 3 years time is granted. So your 3 years begin to run from the date of the discovery of the fraud under section 17 of the Limitation Act. Please kindly note that here. Next problem is Mr. C has filed a suit in civil court at Mumbai against D to recover a sum of rupees 50,000 and has obtained a decree, and Mr. D does not have any property obtained deceased against Mr. D does not have any property in Mumbai, but he has a property in Pune, Nasik and Satara. At which place can Mr. C apply for execution of a decree? Any of these 3 places, Pune, Nasik, Satara. So here the decree will be transferred under section 39 clause B, the transferee court. So under section 39(2) and 3, the decree is sent to that court. Then the transferee court has same powers under section 42, isn't it? Then a court can also issue precept under section 46 for attaching the properties of the defendant in either Nasik, Pune, or Satara. He may choose again all of them. So then even the execution is done under order 21, rule 26. You learn the transferee court can stay the execution. Then you know that here, if the transferee court is a small causes court, under order 2182, the transferee court cannot attach the property if it's a small causes court. But all other court, a civil court, civil judge, junior division, senior division can attach it. A decree of the small causes court transferred to Satara, you cannot attach it here because it's a decree. City Civil Court, Bombay, or Pune, Bombay, the Bombay High Court has passed a decree. It can be attached anyway, invoking order 2182. Okay. Then clause C. Mr. E files a suit against F for recovery of 25 lakh for goods sold to him. F is served with a writ of summons to file a summons written statement. F contention is that he suffered a loss of 5 lakh due to bad quality some of the goods of so and so. A remedy to recover. A repeated question once again. A counterclaim would lie under order 8 rule 6A, and not it is not a set off because damages will not be invoked for set off. It's an unascertained amount. So damage the scope of the counterclaim is much more wider compared to set off. Order 8 rule 6A. Write essay type detailed questions any 4. Number 1. State the provisions of CPC relating to appointment of a receiver and injunction. That is receiver order 40 rule 1 CPC, order 40 से लेकर 4-5 provisions है इसके अंदर. Then also receiver can be appointed under section 94 supplemental powers. Then receiver also is appointed as one of the mode of execution under section 51D. You know that. Under order 40 rule 1, the powers are very wide before or before execution, before or after passing of a decree. So the receiver appointed in execution under 51D has to follow the procedure under order 40. Then injunctions are governed under order 39 se reke rule 1 to 11. Okay, we know that here. That the chapter interlocutory application, where injunctions are granted by temporary order of injunction. Order 39 rule 1 and 2, 3 se lekar rule 11. Because rule 10 is a deposit of money. Rule 11 is a amendment to the Bombay, where the consequences are given for disobedience of deposit of money by the defendant. The defendants can be struck off. Please note that here. Even mandatory injunction can be granted in interim form, that you learn from the judgment of the Supreme Court judgment in the year 1991, the Ropes case. Then even injunction can also be granted under section 94 supplemental power. And cases which are not covered by 39 rule 1 and 2 and are not covered by the supplemental powers, the court can also invoke section 151 inherent power to grant injunction. Then next question is arrest and attachment before judgment. So this has been dealt under order 38 of the CPC, that you think 38 rule 5 and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, how the property is attached before the judgment. We won't repeat again. Then jurisdiction types of jurisdiction, that we learned it here. Territorial jurisdiction section 16 to 20, local jurisdiction, pecuniary jurisdiction section 16, the original jurisdiction of the court, that is section 9, also clause 12 of the latest patent, appellate jurisdiction coming under section 96 and order 41, or the district courts, or both are not having. These are the various, we learned it while discussing the matter here. Then suits against government and appeals to Supreme Court. Suits against the government, you know that they are dealt under section 80 of the Code of Civil Procedure and also order 21. Under one of the condition is that before the filing of the suit, you have to issue minimum 2 months notice to the government with a cause of action, showing the cause of action, name of the person plaintiff residing, and particulars, so as to enable the government to settle the matter, so that the government's exchequer money is not defeated. Then the next appeals to Supreme Court, that you learned under section 109 of the Code of Civil Procedure read with the article, the order 45, isn't it? Then appeal to Supreme Court would lie on a substantial question of law of public importance when a certificate is issued under Article 134A of the Constitution by the High Court, or in the opinion of the High Court, the matter requires to be decided by the Supreme Court. That is the provision. Okay. Then sued by pauper or indigent person and a sued by minor. That is a provisions of Order 33. A person who has no means can also file a suit obtaining a leave of the court that I do not have money, I undertake to pay later on as and when I earn. So Order 39 deals with it. Order 33, I'm sorry. Then sued by minor. Sued by minors are dealt under Order 32. A minor cannot file a suit. A suit is filed by a person called a next friend, isn't it? The next friend has to give a security to the court that he doesn't have any adverse claim or adverse interest. Whereas the suits against a minor, a guardian ad litem is appointed by the court or by person who are name must be given, the family members, a person having no interest in that. So that the comprehensive provision laid down under the provisions of Order 32, please go through that. It's a very important provision. Then explain the effect of minority, fraud, mistake of a suit. So this is dealt under minority, effect of minority, mistake, and so effect of minority. You know that in the Limitation Act, it is Limitation Act section 6 के अंदर दिखे हम देखे आपने, fraud is concerned section 17 and trustees are concerned section 10. Suit against a trust is trust, you know that there is no limitation. Public trusts are concerned, there is no limitation under the Limitation Act. So please remember this provisions of Limitation Act very carefully. That is the meaning before it. That is legal disability. Minority comes in legal disability section 6. Okay. Then fraud and mistake section 17. Abhi padhe humne. Then suit against trustees section 10. Okay. Under the Limitation Act. You have to give a little broader answer. Because these marks are about 48. Please explain them correctly and go through a little commentary and make some little points. Okay. Anybody has any question before I next take up the April 2013? Anybody wants to ask any question? Mansi, I'm coming to April 2013.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and answer. Yeah, number 1. What is written statement? Written statement to देखें आपने provisions under Order 8 के अंदर written statement, the requirements. Written statement must be filed within 30 days from the date after receiving the summons, or 60 days or maximum 90 days. If it is not filed, a decree can be passed ex parte under Order 8 Rule 10. Judgment will be there. And written statement must include the all list of document, Order 8 Rule 1A. The denials, it must not be evasive denials. A short question है, यहाँ पे short question दे देंगे आप. Order 8. Also, Order 6 speaks of pleadings, which includes plain and written statement. Now, next is who is a garnishee? Garnishee has been explained under Order 21, Rule 46 to 46I. Garnishee means he is a debtor of the judgment debtor. Mean a third party in whose possession the property of the judgment debtor is deposited, like bank, financial institution, where the amount of the judgment debtor is pending. You can attach those properties under Order 21, Rule 46, 46A. You know that here the order passed against a garnishee is an appealable, it's a decree. It's an appealable order under Section 96. Please note that here. Garnishee is a third party. Third party who was not a party to the proceeding. He is a debtor of the judgment debtor. Mean a person who is a trustee of the judgment debtor, the amount of the judgment debtor is lying. Suppose if I am a defendant, if Mansi is my friend, I kept with her in a bank, ₹1,00,000. So if I don't pay to the plaintiff money to OJS, and he can attach the property which are in the possession of Mansi, because she is holding my property, she is a garnishee. Okay, please go through the provisions of Order 21, Rule 46A to 46I very carefully, which we are dealt. Then what is review? Review to padi hum pad chuke humne. Order 47 deals with review, isn't it? Also section 114 CPC. Review application should be filed within 1 month. It's a re-examination. It's a re-examining judicially or a reconsideration or a second view of the same matter. That is the meaning. They want a meaning. Please go to the Google and see the meaning. What is the meaning of review in law? Then what is a letter of request? This we learned section 77. Abhi pad chuke humne. It's a letter. It's a letter. Yes, section 77 to examine witnesses who are not in India, outside India, in lieu of the commission. Then what is the effect of a court holiday on a limitation? That is section 24. Section 4. Section 4 says that if the last day of the filing of the suit is a Sunday, or a declared holiday, or on account of strike or pandemic, you could not file a suit. The next opening day, you must file the suit. Otherwise, the suit will be barred. That is the meaning. Section 4, please dekh lijiye aap. Then what is a foreign judgment? Then again repeated foreign judgment. Section 13 and 14, a judgment of a court which is situated outside India, which is not set up by the government, central government of India. It's a foreign court. It's a judgment given, decree passed by a foreign country, not under the control of the Indian government. Okay. And how it is to be executed, the mode is given to you. The provisions of section 13 and 14 and order 21, rule 22 and section 44A. वो भी check कर लीजिए आप. Section 44A में पढ़े में how a decree passed by a foreign court can be executed by making an application under order 21, rule 22, issuing notice upon the term. Read with section 44, 44A. Next देखिए. Then what is a foreign judgment हो गया अभी. Then what happens when defendant defaults in attending the court after service of summons? So this is again repeated. Order 9, rule 6A. There will be ex parte decree. When the defendant, after receiving writ of summons, does not appear, that means there is no retrenchment. Order 9, rule 6, clause A में court can pass an ex parte decree. Okay. Can the next H में can a suit be instituted against the government without notice under section 80? Yes, it can be filed under subsection 2 of section 80 in cases of emergency with the leave of the court. Please note that. Subsection 80 के अंदर 81 80 और clause 2 चेक कीजिए, मिल जाएगा उसके अंदर. I'll just correctly look into it and give you again. That provision I had mentioned to you. Section, the leave of the provision is a, yes, 1 minute. Yes. Yeah. Section 80 check karo aap. Then in urgent cases, 2A, subclause 2, clause A, urgency. Then 81 ke andar exemption from arrest. Suit can be filed. Then what is the next question? Yes. Who is a judgment debtor? That is section 2, subclause 10. A person against whom a decree has been passed. It is not only defendant, sometimes it can be also plaintiff. In a partition suit, where all brothers have been joined, some brothers are plaintiff, some defendant, some sister, court can dismiss the case of the plaintiff, but decree can be passed against plaintiff in favor of the defendant. So decree is in favor of the defendant, he can execute it. He will be, a plaintiff can become a judgment debtor. Please note that it is not necessary, only defendant is always. I mean, again, a person against whom a decree can be passed. A decree can also be passed by the court against defendant, against the plaintiff. For example, in a partition suit. Okay. Then who is a legal representative? That definition is section 211. It is very wide. The heirs and legal representatives are any person who intermeddles. Then under section 50, when the defendant dies, his heir can be brought on record after decree. Then under order 22, the heirs can be brought on record. Then section 148 is a broader definition. It also includes not only the heirs and legal representative family member, and also outsiders, a person claiming under him. Maybe, for example, an assignee. An assignee can be also a legal representative. Section 211 is very wide. Please note that. 211 to be read with section 50, 148. Yeah. Next question is commission. वो तो चेक करें आपने अभी definition check करें. What is the meaning of commission? It's a writ issued by the court for recording the evidence for deposition of the parties. Section 75 and order 26 में सीख चुके हैं आपने. Sued by minors, again repeated, order 32. I won't repeat again. Attachment before judgment, order 38. We won't repeat again. Extension of limitation, section 5 of the Limitation Act. Okay. Jurisdiction of civil court, section 9 and 15 to 20. आपने पढ़े? The court decide ना section 15 के अंदर the plaint must be lodged in the court of lowest jurisdiction. Then section 16 says that where the property is situated. 17 and 18 says when there are concurrent courts having jurisdiction need to be taken. And 19 and 20 say where the defendant resides and carries on business and the cause of action. Please go through section 15 to 20 carefully. Then reference revision, section 13, section 113, 114, 115, order 46, order 47. So we know that here a reference is made to the High Court by the lower court, and revisions are filed only in the High Court from the final orders, not interlocutory orders not affecting your rights. The orders must be affecting rights. That is given in section 15. We have comprehensively dealt with. Now let us see the problem. A suit is fixed for hearing on 30th October 2008. A suffers a heart attack and admitted to hospital on 2nd October 2008. He is unable to inform his advocate. So his suit is dismissed on October 38. What is the remedy on recovering his ailment? So recovery is where he has to make an application under order 9, rule 13. One remedy or an appeal under section 96. Because an ex parte decree is appealable also under section 96. आपने पढ़े है ना? Section 96 के अंदर आपने अभी पढ़े हमने first appeal would lie also from ex parte decree. Section 96 sub clause 2. Or other remedy is order 9 rule 13. He can file application read with section application under section 5 of the Limitation Act for condoning the delay if any. Okay.
Sir, Ashish, a quick question, sir. So in this example, what would have happened if the person had died?
Then heirs can make an application. The family, wife, children can make application. Okay.
Okay.
Any member of the family can make it. Now, problem number B. Mr. I, the landlord of the tenanted property, expired, leaving behind 3 sons. All the 3 sons started demanding rent from each tenant separately. Will you advise the tenant to pay the rent to each of the sons? If not, what will you advise the tenant? So you have to file an interpleader suit here. You cannot pay rent to 3 people. So your remedy is to file interpleader suit under order 35 read with section 88. You can ask the court, who out of the 3 people, whom I am liable to pay? Okay, all 3 of them claiming here. So you are not seeking any remedy from the court, any orders for yourself. You do not have any. Your cause of action is only please let the defendant disclose to whom the money should be paid, or let the court decide and determine whom should deposit. Otherwise, the plaintiff is only entitled to cost. Then Mr. P, question number C, check here. Mr. P has borrowed money from Q with promise to repay the same on 23rd Jan 2003. P did not repay the amount, but requested in writing to extend the period of payment loan by 1 year by acknowledging the payment date. Will this extend the limitation? If the request in writing is made after the expiration of limitation, will it still extend? No. Under section 18, the acknowledgement must be given before expiration, and after expiration, it has no meaning. That you learned the judgment of the Supreme Court in Sampuran Singh's case. Okay, we are given to you. Earlier dealt with it. Same repeated question. Now write essay on any 4. Explain the provision with respect to interpleader suit, order section 88 and order 35. Abhi to padhe humne. Then stay of suit and res judicata, section 10 and section 11. Section 10 का significance ये है, A files a suit in Bombay, B files a suit under the same contract in Bangalore or Delhi. So the person who has filed the first suit before filing, after receiving the writ of summons and before filing the written statement, he can apply for stay under section 10. Whereas in the case of 11 section res judicata is concerned, issues must have been framed by the court in the earlier suit and a decree must have been passed, the suit must have been disposed of. See the difference between section and 10. Section 10 के अंदर need not even file written statement. Trial need not take place. You go to the court immediately. There is no bar at any stage. Whereas in the case of section 11, the former suit was disposed of by the court recording evidence, framing issues, and subsequent suit on the same cause of action by the defendant or a plaintiff or the legal representatives is barred. The illustrations are given in section 11. You take it, that we already dealt with. I won't waste your time. Next is appeals against decrees, orders, certificate of appeal to Supreme Court. That is appeals against the decrees, section 96. पढ़े ना आपने? Appeals against decrees, all decrees passed by a court of original jurisdiction are appealable. All decrees which are ex parte appealable under section 96. Then orders mean all orders under section 104 and order 43 are appealable. The orders only which are mentioned in section 104 and order 43 are appealable. Certificate of appeal to Supreme Court, Article 134A of the Constitution of India, on a substantial question of law of public general importance, or where the High Court feels that the question required to be decided, that we are dealt with it. Okay. Then discuss the framing of the issues, type of issues, and the important. So framing of the issues is done under order 14 when pleadings are completed, plain written statement, isn't it? Issues are framed by the court, taking into consideration the pleadings, the interrogatories under order 11, by examining the parties and also calling for documents which are not submitted. That is order 14 rule 3. So इसके बारे में discuss कर लीजिए आप. Then law of adverse possession. उससे पहले भी है D, law of adverse possession, that is dealt under Article 65 of the Constitution of India. Section 27 says that if the true owner does not take action against the trespasser, a person having no right at interest for more than 12 years, Section 27 says that the rights of a true owner stands extinguished. So he will acquire the status of a adverse ownership by adverse possession, that is under Article 65 of the Constitution, please, of the Limitation Act. Okay, please. Next is there. Then E, discuss the framing of the issues, दोबारा repeat हुआ है, and types of issues हो गया है. Then what is execution of decree? What are the modes of execution? Now what is execution of decree? हमने सीखा अपने section 36 से लेकर section 37 तक, isn't it? Then order 21 से लेकर 101. That is the mode is provided. It's a lengthy question. You have to explain. The decree is executed by presenting an application under order 21 rule 11 within 2 years. After 2 years, limitation period is 12 years. Then after 2 years, if you file the application, your application is filed under form number P. Again, appendix P, form number 4. Fill up the top under order 22 rule 4. You file the application.